Hey, welcome to this episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. Another beer that I got in my last 𝗑𝓲𝓅𝗶 crate. Should have had this with dinner. This is from 𝓑𝓻𝓮𝓻𝓂 Mexican Lager, 4.9 ABV. Says it's smells of orange blossoms and fresh corn transported to Mexican peach. Buy extra limes because you're getting the first one and want another and another. Yeah. And it was canned in, looks like January. So, I'm sorry, April. So it's very fresh. Less than 2 months old. All right, so I pour it into the mug, which I haven't used in a while. And it's a very pale straw color. I was going to say slight haze, but actually, as it sits, it clears. I mean, I wouldn't say it's crystal clear or anything, but yeah, nice little tiny carbonation bubbles and a nice big 3-finger foam on there. Basically, it's this picture, you know? Like the good Mexican lagers, like they literally taste like actual corn chips and smell of them. But to me, this kind of just smells like Bud Miller Core or something like that. Well, probably Miller Core, so they have corn. This is a very generic, almost macro lager smell. I don't really get citrus on. Maybe like a faint hint of like kind of crackery malt or something. So, by the way, 𝓑𝓬𝓼, or whatever this brewery is called, I know Beer Connoisseur magazine loves them. Like everything they review from this brewery gets like a 95 or higher. All right, let's jump in here. Cheers. Okay, well, it smells like a macro lager, but it is much sweeter than your average macro. Probably because they use so much corn in here, it's giving it like kind of like a cereal kind of taste. I mean, I wouldn't say it tastes like corn pops, but you know, kind of like cornmeal or flaked maize. There is like a noticeable kind of peppery, spicy kind of hop flavor on there and bitterness. I mean, I wouldn't say it's really that bitter. It's not really that sweet either. But actually, a lot of that comes off the foam, which is really hanging around here. So like I'm like getting like that weird foam, half solid, half liquid thing. Yeah, so I would say this is much cleaner tasting than a macro lager. Even like in a Mexican macro, like Tecate or Corona or something like that. It still doesn't have like that actual corn chip taste. Like, you know, when you go to a Mexican restaurant, they give you those chips that aren't quite Doritos, aren't quite Tostitos, you know? Like, you can actually like taste that chip taste in a lot of Mexican lagers. I really don't get that here. I'm really getting, like I said, it's more like corn cereal. Yeah, and like some kind of peppery, almost like a German kind of hops. Actually, a lot of the brewing traditions in South America are from the Germans because they immigrated over there. Yeah, this one's pretty tasty. It doesn't, even though it's from like a really highly acclaimed brewery, like it doesn't blow my mind. Before I get to the score, gotta plug 𝗑𝓲𝓅𝗶. I forget how much this was. It wasn't too bad. But yeah, if you want to get cool beers like this, or hard to find beers, use my link. That gets you $10 off your first purchase. All right, so my score for the Mexican lager. It's good. It's like I would say it's one of the better craft lagers that I've had. But at the end of the day, it's still kind of macro-y, at least as far as the recipe goes. But I mean, it's tasty, it's easy and fun to drink. So I'm gonna be a little generous and also a little stingy, depending on your point of view. I'm gonna say 7.5. I think 8's too high, 7's too low. All right, so yeah, 7.5 for 𝓑𝓬𝓼 Mexican Lager. Got it on 𝗑𝓲𝓅𝗶. Check it out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys for Chad's Beer Reviews podcast. Actually, it's just Chad's podcast. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.